Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we have been designing this hero section over here using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So here we can see when we hover over these different areas, we have that area being displayed as this green vegetation area, and the other area is the barren land. Now in the previous video, we designed the UI and this is how it looks. We just added this circle for displaying the green area. But in this video, we will add the functionality using JavaScript so that when we move our mouse pointer, we should get the hovered area displayed as this green area. So let's do that in this video. Let's get started. Alright, so here I'm in my source code and we have already linked our main.js file. So let's go to the JavaScript file, and the first thing we will do is we will target the hero section. So if we go to the HTML file, here we can see we have this section with the class of hero. So let's target that. I'll just type const hero equals document dot query selector, and let's type dot hero over here. And this hero variable will detect the pointer movements and will calculate its position. Alright, now let's go ahead and create some variables. So let's create a variable called bounds. Now this variable is basically for storing the size and position of the hero section. Let's create another variable called frame ID. Now this variable is basically used to control the requestAnimationFrame function. Now we're going to use this variable so that it helps us ensure that the reveal position is updated only once per browser animation frame instead of running the update function for every pointer event. Right now the next variable we'll create is called pointerx. Let's set it to 0 by default. And let's create another variable called pointerY. Let's set it to 0 by default. Now these two variables will store the latest horizontal and vertical position of the pointer. Alright, now let's go ahead and create a function, and let's call it update reveal position. Now in this function we will set the x and y variables inside the hero CSS. So if you go to our style.css file and if you go to the hero section, here we can see that we have created these two variables x and y. So we can access these variables in the JavaScript using set property. So let's go ahead and type hero.style.set property, and let's type --x, and for the value let's go ahead and type backticks $ curly braces for using the variable name. Let's type pointerx minus, and we have the bounds variable. So in that we will get the left value. So we will use that over here. And let's do the same for y. So I'll just duplicate this. And here let's type y. And here instead of pointer x, let's type pointer y and bounds dot top. Now pointer x gives us the pointer position based on the browser window, but we want the mask position to be relative to the hero section. So that's why we subtract bounds left and bounds top from here. And then let's go ahead and type frame ID. We'll set it to null every time. Now this will tell the pointer movement event that the previous animation frame has finished and a new update can now be scheduled. Right now let's create an event listener. So let's type hero.add event listener, and let's listen for the pointer enter event. And here let's type bounds, which is the variable that we created over here. Let's set it equal to hero.getBoundingClientRect. Now this method will return the hero section's current position and dimensions. Now we save all of that inside this bounds variable. Now this code will run when the pointer enters the hero section. Right now let's create another event listener. So let's type hero.add event listener, and let's listen for the pointer move event, and let's create an arrow function. Now here we also get some data, so I'll just call it event. So when we move the mouse pointer, we get some values inside this data. So let's type pointerx equals event, and let's type dot client x, and for pointer y let's type event dot client y. So in this way we get the pointer x and pointer y values, and let's type if exclamation frame ID. So if the frame is set to null, then we'll just go ahead and type frame ID. Let's set it equal to requestAnimationFrame, and here we'll just call this function called update reveal position. Now this makes sure that when the pointer moves repeatedly, we only schedule one update at a time. So every time the update finishes, this code is run. So frame ID is set to null. So in this way, we get some performance optimization. And the last thing we will do is we'll also add an event listener to the window. So let's have window.add event listener, and let's listen for the resize event. So whenever the window size changes of the browser, we'll just go ahead and type bounds equals hero.getBoundingClientRect. So this will update the bounds with the updated values after the resize. So now let's go ahead and see whether this works. Let's go back to our browser, and here we can see that it is working all right. We have the correct image being displayed based on the mouse pointer. And let's also take a look at the smaller screens. So here also we can see that after the resize, we don't have any issues. So everything is working all right. So that's basically how you can create this hover reveal effect using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.